Hey, Brad Heller here. I just wanted to welcome you all to the Heller Approach Acting Studios YouTube channel. Thought I'd change it up a little bit. Just wanted to say hi, and first and foremost, I wanted to thank y'all. The school has been just going really well. We've just been getting so many views and so many subscribers and comments and feedback, and now with our Zoom classes, we're able to kind of offer those globally to people, and they can actually take classes that way. And of course, you know, people are also learning classes just from watching the videos, which has been incredible too, that people are actually taking those tools, costing them nothing, and able to kind of apply those lessons to their scenes. So we're really excited about that. And you know, and that's all because of you guys, because of the success. It's kind of gotten the word out, and more people are hearing about the videos and our school. What I was thinking about doing by changing the format is I thought maybe, you know, what I would do is I kind of tell you a little bit about what we're going to cover in the scene tonight. And that way you kind of know what we're going to be talking about. So what we're going to be covering tonight mainly, first and foremost, is the importance of the ability to listen and think and actually honestly feel in the scene, no matter who's talking. And play a little trick next time you're watching a movie. You know, when you're watching a movie, watch a person who isn't talking and see what they're doing. Are they actually thinking? Are they actually listening to the other person? Are they actually honestly feeling when they're talking, when they're hearing what the other person is saying? You know, if you are in the scene and you are really listening and really feeling, it will come through on camera. You know, and that's just a reality. And the mistake is that people feel like this, not people, but actors sometimes tend to feel like they need to give what they should do when it's their turn to speak. And what we don't want to do is have this sort of experience of sort of taking turns saying lines. We want to have the experience where both people are really listening, both people are really paying attention. And the vibe is that no matter who's talking, it shouldn't really feel that much different other than the reverberation of my voice when I'm talking. But acting is an experience where it's one of listening and reacting to each other. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. That's one thing. And then the other thing I'm going to be talking about is the importance of fleshing out material. You know, I can't tell you how many times I'll talk to people and I'll ask them in the scene, you know, when they're done doing the scene, you know, I'll watch the scene and there's kind of like an area of the scene where I lose interest. And I'll ask them, do you know why you're saying that? And they say, no, I'm not sure. And I'm kind of like, well, you're saying it. So how come you don't know why you're saying it? If you're saying it, you know, that doesn't, how's that fit? I mean, how do you just say it and not know why you're saying it? So what that means is that you haven't taken the time to kind of flush the material out and figure out why you're saying what you're saying. So what we do in our rehearsals is that's a huge part of the rehearsal process, is taking the time to flush out the material and ask yourself questions. Why am I saying this thing? Who is this person I'm talking to? You know, if I'm talking about the car that I bought last week, do I even know what car I'm talking about? Have you flushed that out? Have you taken the time to think about the car? Is it a gray car? Is it a red car? Is it a black car? So there are ways you can do that. You can flush out the material so that you get more connected to the material, so that when you're talking to your scene partner, there's an honesty to it. So we're going to be talking about flushing out material as well, and the importance of that. So there's not an emptiness in your material. You know, believe me, the audience knows. They can tell when you're not human, you know, and being human is about being honest and being connected. So take the time in your rehearsals to ask yourself questions when you're going through, you're memorizing the lines, but you're also memorizing, why am I saying this? You're also memorizing, what's going on with me when this other person is talking? Have I actually figured it out? Or have I figured out what I'm saying and why I'm saying it, but have I even looked or thought about what's going on with me when the other person is talking? And frequently people don't know. You ask them, they go, I don't know. And so, yeah, it's your turn to speak and you don't even know why you're saying it. So make sure you take the time to talk about that. So if this is something that you find interesting and you find appealing and you feel like it could be helpful to you, I would suggest that you watch the video. And if you are liking our videos, please go ahead and hit like on the video. If you want to hear more free content, you can always follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you want to learn more about our classes, our group classes on Zoom or on Skype, you can find out more about that at hellerapproach.com. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to move on to the scene. And again, most importantly, I wanted to thank you guys for all your support and watching and all the kind words and all the great feedback you guys give us. It's about you guys, and I just wanted to thank you all for all your support. So enjoy the class, and we'll see you guys soon. and just sort of think a little bit, take a moment about what just happened. John, take a moment, figure out where you're coming from. Why are you calling her now? Like, why now, of all times? You've waited a week, and suddenly, out of the blue, you decided to FaceTime her. And Sandy, it's been like day after day, and it's like, fuck, you know, like, man, what happened? Like, I thought we connected, you know, I felt like we had a good conversation. We had a great time in bed, had breakfast in the morning, we left, nothing. And out of the blue, here we go. Ready? And you're going to FaceTime her at action.
Hello.
Hi, Sandy. It's Lisa. It's Sandy.
Seriously.
Hi, Lisa. It's me.
Oh, Sandy.
Yeah, I hope I'm not calling too early.
No, I'm up. What's going on?
Well, I'm on the road with Norman. Yeah, he just put his daughter in rehab, and so I thought I'd lob in a call and say hi.
Thought you'd lob one in there, huh?
Yeah. So, how you doing?
Well, considering that you and I slept together a week ago and I never heard from you again, not so good.
Really? Been a week, huh? Boy, you have a very vivid memory.
Wow. I got to give you a big fuck you on that one.
Okay, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I was with, you know, I was just caught up with Norman and his daughter, and then, you know, my physical, I'd say predicament, but you know, dick is right there in the middle.
You are hilarious. You know exactly why you came running to me. You were feeling sorry for yourself and you wanted to prove that you've still got what it takes.
Okay, now wait a minute. Just wait a
Shut
minute.
up. Look, I have my own life. I don't need to sit around and wait for the great Sandy Kominsky to need a little ego boost.
Okay, Lisa, look, I'm very sorry.
All you had to do was call. Just check in, see how I'm doing, pretend to give a shit.
Like I don't know what to say.
I do. Bye. Asshole.
Scene.
All right, very good, you guys. It's better. It's closer. It's getting there. It's almost done. Getting there. Okay. So, John, on your end, you know, I feel like you gotta flush out the importance of this relationship. You know, and why her? You know, I mean, I think it's weird that you call and she hangs up, and it's kind of like you're not used to that.
Right.
She hangs up, and finally you get her on the phone, and it's almost like looking at her like, wait. You guys have to, by the way, you didn't play the moment. I'm not saying that you have to say anything, but there has to be some kind of a moment, like, was it the phone, or like, were you hanging up on me, or like just something? Give me something that, you know, because it felt to me like you got through, but nobody addressed it.
Okay.
That you know, you got hung up on twice.
Right. Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two, when you pick up the phone, Sandy, do you not recognize his phone number?
The first time I was drinking tea and reading the paper, so I just reached over and grabbed the phone.
Okay, so just make sure that's a little clearer, because it did look like you looked at his number.
Oh, okay.
So that's okay with me. And I don't know if it's going to be a FaceTime call. I don't have an iPhone, so I assume you call and then you decide whether or not you want video. Is that kind of how it works?
Yes.
You can just pick up the phone, but again, you just pick it up and then you realize it's him. And then it's like, oh, fuck. And then you hang up. So then you, after you be like, then it's like, again, you do the same thing. That's fine. All right. So we fixed that. You have to flush out, by the way, both of you need to flush out more. Like, what did you talk about? What happened that night? You know, what made it so special between the two of you, so that there's more to lose.
Oh.
So that, you know, there's something about John, Sandy, that, you know, he said some things, he made you feel a certain way. I don't know what it is, but he's not like some of the guys, like normally you would not have gone out with him, and he got you to go out with him. And he finally convinced you to go out with him, and you do, only to be dumped.
Yep.
So, you know, that would make it hurt even more.
Yep.
So think about that too. I think that when you say a line like, you know, I think Sandy, you said that one line, you said, not so good. You know, how you doing? Not so good, right? Like that line right there is, you know, pretty on the nose. I mean, you're pretty much calling it as it is, right? Which means you don't really need to deliver it that way. You can say it just like you are now, not so good. In other words, go against the grain of the text. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You got it covered. How are you feeling? You don't have to go not so good. You can
Don't shove it down their throats. Just
you've got it covered with the line. And remember that your character probably is aware that if you reveal emotionally how you're feeling, he wins.
Oh, okay.
You know, you want to keep that dignity, that mystique about you, that I'm not going to let him have that.
Yes, I got it. I know what you mean.
So it almost slips out. You really want to say, I'm good. I'm really good, actually. I haven't been better. But it slips out. Well, I'm not so good.
But in a more casual tone, not a slam you tone.
Not a slammy thing, but it's true. You aren't good, but like, you know, you got to be careful, because then, you know, you're right on the nose, and you're not leaving anything for the audience to have fun figuring out on their own. You know, is she serious? Is she not? And then, you know, but John, you know, your character, you know, is probably aware that she's hit hard by you not calling her. And don't forget, you're hit hard. You've missed her. You've longed to hear her voice. And I'm not like getting from you that feeling, that longing. And then finally get like, okay, almost like you're giving in. Like, I'm not going to call her. I'm not going to. Fuck it. And I do, you know, but there has to be a lot more of a fight in you to not call.
Okay.
That you finally give in. And so when you do, it's like, okay, I'm going to eat the cake. I don't care if I get fat. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. I'm going to enjoy the call. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so just go real quick you just pick up at the phone, you're looking at him, Sandy, and you see him. And so we're not going to do all the first stuff.
So when I answer,
you actually answer and you see him. Remember, he can see you. So, you know, how much are you going to let him know? Like, again, the audience is smart. They know that he's hurt you. They know the story. They know what you've gone through. And so, but I don't know how much you want him to know that. You know, you've been blown off.
I know what you mean.
So, and on your end, John, are like when you start and see her, what's going on with you?
Yeah, because part of me, I was wondering, from what you said, it doesn't seem to match up, because I was thinking part of my character is I'm maybe a little oblivious, like maybe I didn't think the week was really a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
But from what you said,
but don't we want this relationship to happen?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
so I mean, how does that work in your brain then? That you got this one side of you that's saying, well, it's not a big deal. But what about that other voice that's saying it's a huge deal?
Yeah.
You've not normally connected like this with anybody.
Right.
And are you trying to subvert that voice? You know, and somehow if you give in to that voice and listen to that voice, do you feel like you are normal?
Right, right, yeah.
Do you feel like you are settling down
Hmm.
and you're afraid of it?
Yeah, yeah, I think there's that.
Is that part of this?
I think is probably part of it, yeah.
So how you kind of have to figure how that factors into this, like the loneliness, and the isolation and the converse. I mean, what kind of conversations are you having with these 20-year-old girls?
Right.
And you're like, 2 to 3 times older than them. And what do you talk about?
Right.
I mean, do you really listen to what they have to say? Are they going to teach you anything about life? No. So what I'm saying to you is that Sandy, it's ironic that your name is Sandy, but
Lisa.
Lisa, and that's where I think you need to build this, is that in that night, it's a big difference between just fucking and making love to somebody.
Mhm.
That is a friend.
Right.
That you're connecting, and you're really connected with her.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just sex. It was like a real connection that you wanted her because you wanted like her brain, her
Right.
body, everything. And I think you freak out.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, no,
And
I
he's-
think that's a more powerful way to go, I think.
What were we gonna say,
I
Sandy?
was going to say he's got 2 divorces behind him, so he purposely tries to avoid relationships.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so here we go. Try once more. And action.
Hi, Lisa. It's me.
Hello, Sandy.
Take your time. Search for the thing, John.
I
Search.
I hope I'm not calling too early.
Search for it. Lisa,
No.
Search.
Come on.
Do it again, you guys, from the same spot. It's got to be way more awkward.
Okay.
I mean, like, look at the way she's looking at you, and those silences say so much. Again, action.
Hi, Lisa. Well, it's me.
Hello, Sandy.
Take your time, you guys. Search.
I hope I'm not calling too early.
No, I'm up. What's going on?
Search for it, John.
Well,
Higher the stakes.
I'm
Harder it is.
I'm on the road with Norman. Yeah.
Search for it, Lisa.
He just put his daughter in rehab, and so I thought I would lob in a call. Say hi.
Search for it. Search for it, Lisa. Wow.
You lob one in there, huh?
Yeah. So how you doing?
Search for it, Sandy. Just, you can't even believe he's even asking you this question. Like, wow.
Well, considering that you and I slept together a week ago and I never heard from you again, not so good.
Search for that, John. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Take your time, John.
It's
Search.
been a week.
Search.
Your memory is very vivid.
Okay, you guys stop. That was awesome. That was like so much more honest and so much more real. How'd it feel?
Yeah, it felt good.
How about you, Sandy?
It did. It felt like more of a real conversation.
That's what we need.
Like she didn't know what she was going to say.
That's what we want, right? I mean, this
Figured
is
it out in the moment.
You're figuring it out in the moment. And, when you said, seeing that you haven't called in a week or whatever, we slept together, your response to that, John, was great. Like, wow, it's been a week. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe you didn't, I don't know. Did you not realize I'd been a week? Or maybe you did and you don't know what to say.
He did, and he didn't think it would be a big deal. He's figuring out right then and there that it is a big deal.
Who knows, right? But then, he kind of gives you this whole speech also about Norman. And why are you saying that, John?
Just try to take some of the blame away from me.
Yeah.
Act
And
like,
do what? What are you doing instead?
yeah, that I've got, I'm helping Norman out, helping out my best friend, and he needs.
Yeah, he's going through tough times.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're almost like wanting some comfort. Are you okay? How's Norman? How's Norman doing? Okay. So it almost seems like you're searching for an excuse.
Yeah.
And the little 20-year-olds, they buy that.
Right.
They would be like, oh, this Norman's. But Sandy, Lisa, you just look at him like, are you fucking kidding me with that shit? Are you you're joking me, right? You think I'm actually I'm gonna buy that? Thought you'd lob one in, huh? So
that was good.
That was really a nice, between the two of you, really interplay of honesty. And what you're doing when you do it that way is I am immediately involved in the scene with you, because it is reminding me of conversations I've had in the past with girlfriends, and having not called, or, just situations that I can connect to.
Yeah.
And so the question that you guys both need to look at is, okay, so how do I do this on my own? How do I, I want you to really, after I got to move on here, but I really want you to take some copious notes and think a lot about, this I think probably will be a good scene for us to post this week, because I think we covered some really good things, Michelle. So I want you guys to really think a lot about what we discussed that got you there. And then I want you to think a lot about what I was saying to you as you were in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I was throwing stuff out to you, like, take your time.
Right.
Think about it. Don't just talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that slowed the scene down, and it created all these weird moments between the two of you that were so honest and vulnerable. And so, anyway, really nice job, but I really want to see what happens to the rest of the scene and what you do. Can you apply this to the rest of the scene? And I'm sure you can.
Mm-hmm.
So good job, you guys.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa, it's Sandy. Hi, Lisa. It's me.
Hello, Sandy.
I hope I'm not calling too early.
No, I'm up. What's going on?
Well, I'm on the road with Norman. Yeah, he just put his daughter in rehab, and so I thought I'd lob in a call, say hi.
Thought you'd lob one in there, huh?
Yeah. So how you doing?
Well, considering that you and I slept together a week ago and I never heard from you again, not so good.
Really, it's been a week, huh? Your memory is very vivid.
Wow. I got to give you a big fuck you on that one.
Look, okay, I'm sorry. I just got caught up with Norman and with his daughter, and then there's my physical predicament. I mean, because Dick's right there in the middle. So.
You are hilarious. I know exactly why you came running to me. You were feeling sorry for yourself and you wanted to prove that you still got what it takes.
Okay, just hold on a minute. Just wait.
Look, I have my own life. I don't need to sit around and wait for the great Sandy Kominsky to need a little ego boost.
Okay. I'm really sorry.
All you had to do was call. Just check in, see how I'm doing, pretend to give a shit.
I, uh, I don't know what to say.
I do. Bye. Asshole.
Scene.
All right, you guys, that was really good. Nice job. Now you're
Okay.
done. Very good.